Going live. Hi, it's Good Jelly here. I have this here. It's so I decided to go live instead. As it says, my life is insane. I have no shame. So I'm just going to be talking about the crazy world. But at this time, if you just spare me a couple of seconds, I'm going to go and open the curtain so you can see my face. It's a pretty. We don't have a screenshot, but so before we start recording. So I hope it saves it, my video, because I have a lot of important things to say, should I say, not to do. I can't do much because of my hand. Does my hand hurt? No, my emotions hurt, and that's why I decided to make a video, as crazy as it is. And welcome, world. Feels pretty good, actually, to be heard. So I went to one of those mental health court judgments yesterday, and I was trying to get off the act because apparently I'm delusional, and a lot of you people will call me delusional. That's fine with you. I forgive you. You'll probably say things that hurt, and they hurt me right down to the bone. So does my hand hurt? No. But do my emotions hurt? Yes. Hurts because I am an empathetic person for one reason, and the other reason is because I understand how governments work. I live the governments. So in my country, we have a government that has taken our human rights away. So if you go to the human rights site, you will find that, do we have a right for justice? No, they don't support that. For privacy, I don't like police going around telling people that I'm crazy and that I'm a terrorist. You know what they say? They manipulate people exactly according to what they need to be manipulated to. So one person might decide that I am sane, and the other person might decide that I am a crazy woman, and I have been called a crazy woman for 16 years. So what does it care if I go on live YouTube? I'm sure that my psychiatrist will say, he won't watch anyway. So I went to this meeting yesterday to try and get off the act. So they stopped feeding me this medication, antipsychotics. And so many people think that if we are diagnosed with schizophrenia, that we are schizophrenic. But actually, no, the governments have made the DSM-5, which I brought up in the meeting yesterday, according to if you have complaints about police officers, that you are a paranoid schizophrenic. And it was the police officers that told them I was delusional in the first place. It's all documented. But this country is insane. Like I said, it's not me insane. So they have a secret, or they do a false arrest or anything, and they will turn on you to shut your mouth up. Because I'll tell you a story about one cop in particular. Even though there's a lot of them, I have their names. And Hans, yes, you're the latest one. Yes, if the people across the road hurt me or kill me, the world will know that you are the ones that you set it up. You're always talking shit about me. You got shit going on in the courts because of your fabrications. And Hans, I'm not crazy. Really. It's just your boss. And this is the man I am going to talk about and how he has inflicted so much pain upon myself intentionally. Why? Because of the government. But I'm going to talk about this man and try and focus on one subject at a time. So his name is Tony. He is the Sergeant Senior. He is not anymore. He is retired. But I have ongoing problems for 16 years, say. I moved to Thames, which is a small town in New Zealand, to get away with it. I had lost my job, career as a targeted individual. The government, they call me crazy. How can you have a career when you're being called crazy? And they just ring your boss, the police. And the people here, they don't even do their job. When the police says kill, they will kill. The people in New Zealand are crazy. I can tell you that. And this is why I live the truth. The police don't learn the law. They just listen to the boss. which is a story about a boss of Thames when I moved to Thames. Because this is a freaky thing. He is a senior sergeant called Tony, who is now retired, but he has winged monkeys. That means that people are saying his words, and I think I have suspicions that he is still getting behind some people and making trouble for me, even though he's retired. Because they're not really police officers, these senior officers in New Zealand. To me, they are devils and they are murderers for the government. How much damage can one person do in a town of 7,000 people? Well, Tony, he has manipulated the psychiatrist. He rings up the psychiatrist and says this crazy stuff. So I get arrested first thing in the morning when I've been sleeping. It's not an easy life. They will say that I've been to neighbours' houses and they will use their winged monkeys, which targeted people know what they do. They work for the, there's plenty of psychopaths around. Unfortunately, we have to be very careful, especially when we're being ruled by psychopaths. How stupid are we to let that happen? We don't have human rights or right to privacy or anything, justice. I will tell the story about yesterday and the judge, how they're being inappropriate and judicial abuse in both courts, how the judge talked on top of me when I was talking about the most fucking important thing in my life. So, how rude. And it's just continuous. This man is the reason for this in Thames, for the judges lying and writing out reports about me being a monster online. So if you Google my name, you will find that I managed to beat up 10 people in one night, and those poor victims. The truth is the police refused to give the information to the court for the trial of the truth, which is me getting done over. So that's what they do. That's what Tony does. He visits every house, and he's done a lot more than that. He has tracked me. He has tried to get me to say this, which I've never said to anybody, but I'm on the terrorist watch list, of course, for some reason. You don't know what they tell people. It's all different things. This is why we're crazy letting it happen. So they have the police that are actually really afraid of me, and that can be fun. Just wherever I go, making me feel like I'm being followed, but they do follow me. They follow me, they visit the person that I am visiting, a friend or somebody I rely on support, because their object is to cut me off and isolate me, just like narcissists and psychopaths do. No, he gets his juniors to do this. Some of juniors are psychopaths and do it intentionally. Like, I diagnose them pretty well straight away. Hans, yes. They can be like Hans, and some of them can be just silly and influence, and my family go through that as well. They direct these lies to my family. So I have to learn to forgive, and I love my family, and I can see the damage that it's doing. It's getting them to hurt me. So this officer tracks me, gets the officers to follow me, visit that person, scaremonger that person, or get them to hate me. They turn people into monsters that do not make any sense, because I'm a good neighbour. I behave well. I'm calm. I put up with their stuff, and yet they will go out of their way to hurt me. It depends on their personality, really. So someone who you consider as really good can be just as harmful. In New Zealand, they think police are magic. It's almost like if you see a robber running away from the cops, you jump onto that robber and you do a favour for the police. Well, that's what people do to me. They attack me. And then some people just go out of the way to do it. So police will use those people. Why? Because they're narcissists or psychopaths. They will lie and charge me in the courts and make up stories. There's no convincing, no matter what the proof is. Even with my family, I have never done anything insane or gone crazy or played up, but that doesn't matter. Because they're feeding the psychiatrists, and the psychiatrists are feeding the nurses. And yes, Tony has done this all by himself. No, there's one other cop. He is the police prosecutor that hangs out with the MP. So the local member of parliament that is our representative has photos of this police officer that lies. I've met him before, and boy, unfortunately, these senior officers that I've met are murderers. They have horns coming out of their head. Now, I'm not talking about other countries, but I'm talking about New Zealand, and I'm talking about UK. Oh, yes, they're the worst. And now they're hiring criminals in the police who they don't want to be in the police. They don't want to be lying for psychopaths and hurting people because they've got no control. Because the governments, the police complaints, are ex-cops here in New Zealand and in the UK. The SFO they have, what is it called? For reporting fraud and corruption. They are part of the government. They are not going to be taking any of your corruption. And you might know all this. Might be nothing. I mean, a lot of people know this. So, just go out and research it. I won't get to the basic things. The governments are not here for us. This officer has had me arrested a number of times after I've been beaten up. They then take me to the cells and deny me bail, and that is painful because I have animals that rely on me. Unfortunately, I've lost a lot of animals when they lock me up. There are three main ways in which they try to kill me. One is on the street, having the people run me over and think it's all right. And the other is that they get these people to charge me. They just turn them into crazy people. And I mean crazy. Some people move like this because of the scaremongering of them. And they will attack too because they're scared. This is why I live in what you would consider a black area in America. It is government housing, and they tend to get picked on a lot. I moved from a white area hoping that these people would understand the corruption of the police and what it's like to be picked on. But instead, these people have attacked and gang stalked me. Gang stalking is real. I have videos. I probably have the best videos in the world to prove it. When they're not videos, because these people don't know I'm recording, which is how I get these things. Jumping in my car, blocking the road, getting the kids to attack, and as a group at the moment. They're banging on my doors, putting tomato sauce and eggs, they've scratched my car, whatever. They beat me in the head. They try to kill me. Okay, and they pounce on me. They get and then they ring the police, and the police will arrest me. Then the police will torture me sometimes, not so much in this town, but in Auckland, the biggest city of New Zealand, the South Auckland people, they will hurt you. With the cuffs, that can be torture alone, no toilet. They will tell the nurses stories about me, such as, I did this and I did this and I'm out of control. I've been drinking, so I won't get my medication. And they will say, I kicked a pregnant woman in the stomach, and deny me bail as well. So I can't get my evidence out. So it's not just getting back to my animals, but getting back to the evidence and getting back to the fact that I have a chance. So the nurses here, they don't nurse, which is really uncanny, because how I ended up in this position, I believe, is because of my good marks in nursing and the fact that I'm caring. And these are the people that they target. The government doesn't care. They don't want people to care. They don't want scientists to prove there's pollution when it's government made. They don't want people to know they're evil, for a start. So back to, I just have to keep bringing myself back, because this has been going on 20 years and every day is very exciting. One day I want to make a comedy. Unfortunately, I'm just hurting a lot at the moment, which is why I decided to come and make a video. as well as this. Does this hurt? What is this? I have Dupuytren's contraction, Dupuytren's contraction, something like that. And it means that my fingers were basically a claw hand due to a hereditary condition, and I got it operated on. So nothing. Does it hurt? No. Did pregnancy hurt? And pregnancy hurt my brain, but childbirth, I had no pain relief whatsoever, and I didn't want it because of fascinating experience. I mean, like the best in your life. Okay, so let's not go off track. I just want to tell you, I have two beautiful boys, and they are the most beautiful men. They came and bought some budgies earlier today, and there was a nice kid, and he was so polite and nice. And I thought, that's my boys. That's how nice it is. But in the area that I am, with the kids attacking and swearing and out of control, and the government as it is, they don't even go to school. Does the government care? The government is using these kids at the moment. It's always someone to drive me crazy. So if I ring the police, they'll drive me crazier again. Yeah, like last night. Why am I talking about my resilience to pain? I have not taken a pain relief with this. No, it doesn't hurt. Yes, the knuckle hurts a bit sometimes, but nothing major. But what really hurt yesterday is my emotions, which, like I said, I'm making this video. I wonder if anyone's watching. So how much one man in a town of 7,000 has got them chasing me around on the street, trying to kill me, just terrorizing me, ringing the police on me, having me arrested. He has the constables all thinking they're doing the right thing and treating me like shit. Like sometimes they just come around and say, ha ha, and they just mock me and say stupid things and say, no, you cannot have that damage repaired that your neighbour did, just to rub it in. And they think they're doing the right thing. They're probably not even terrible people. They just think that I deserve what I get. We need to have open minds, people. We may not be, the truth is in our senses, and that is the harm the government has done to people's brains. It is cognitive. Now they're bringing out machines to read our minds and train our brains. Already, these people are being told all sorts of different fabrications about me, and they're online as well now, and they've got people writing defamations about me on animal abuse, everything. The council killed my dog, and I mean, it's just nasty, which is why I keep bringing up the word evil. Evil is something that took me years and years to learn. But if you understand governments and evil. I don't think Trump is evil. I think that President Trump, hello President Trump, I think he's amazing. He's very arrogant. He is a rogue redhead. He does lie to you. He does do dirties. And he does take over countries illegally. So what? Who keeps the law? Does the United Nations keep the law? No, we wouldn't have war if United Nations kept the law. He has his own people turn on him. He has all the other governments not wanting him there. Why? Because he's not part of that black state. Because he is not evil, and that is what I believe. I have hope anyway. I can't say I know what Trump is up to because I know he's wise enough not to tell you and to mislead you. So what is lying when it comes to saving a world, a country at least? But I want my government to drop the United Nations because they don't care that my people don't have any human rights. And I'm an exact example of that when I'm standing in the court and the police are not handing the evidence and they're turning a case where I was taken out by the big men and are getting hurt and to me attacking them and another 10 people. Now at the moment I'm pretty healthy, but there's been times in my life that I weigh less than 50 kg and these are huge men, for example, that they are hiding the evidence of. I face that. But do I stand a chance with a government like this, Winston Peters? These guys are the cause. It's Judith Collins, Winston Peters, it's Labour, it's National, it's the Green Party. It's all of them. There is a chance that there might be other parties out there outside government that don't understand the evil that is going on. The fact that it's all just an acting game from puppets, from the deep state. Yeah, these satanic people. The fact that the world needs to know is this: the governments don't care about you. So say in New Zealand, can I finish the end of my story? Okay, there's 3 ways in which we want to kill me. On the streets, which they do even in my house sometimes, but I've been pretty safe in my house, thank God for that. Inside my house, but my property gets busted. And the screen doors are just fantastic. Screen doors, I would say get some screen doors because the flies don't come in. It keeps the insects out. It keeps my birds in. My birds do not have they can use the house freely. And then we've got the stray cats. The stray cats want to come in the house as well because animals, yeah, they just want to be here. But yeah, the other day, unfortunately, I had to kill a couple of mice. I did that because the poison is apparently inhumane, right? I'm going to wear myself out. I forgot there were flies and maggots, so whoops, wasn't a very nice end to the story. The third way is by ringing the psychiatrist. They even put me on a stalker list. So I'm on 2 lists now for being a very dangerous person. Do I look dangerous? Do I sound dangerous? Oh, I sound very dangerous to those politicians and those evil people. Yes. But I am not evil, and everybody thinks I'm evil. It's if you search my name, it's up there. I am so nasty. And I've seen police officers and people just crowd down. They just act unusual. They are so scared and they're screwing up their nose. They are so disgusted like this. What is it with people's brains? How do they get a hold of people's brains like this? Well, they own the media, of course. Yes, they do. And they know everything these days, what you say and who you need and how to manipulate you according to their own needs. And that's all you are, tools for the government. It's medication. It's injecting me. The psychiatry ward does the most harm. It always has. People have always died of neglect from nurses and hospital staff and things. That's a main way someone who's targeted dies, by the government. And the government's been doing this forever. So my country can't say to China, well, you have no human rights because you're communists and your government is controlling and whatever and invades your privacy and punishes those human rights activists. No, we have less human rights. We punish many people. And that is not put on the news. Of course, they control the news. No mistake by the government or police is actually talked about in the media. And it's as simple as that. That is why people believe our police are perfect. They think they're magic. They will believe everything they say, even if it's crazy, like what they're saying about me, this government. I'm pretty stuck at the moment, actually, because there are lots of government departments after me, the bank, that have hurt me. The power company, the main thing is to get you to commit suicide. And I see in the UK, I haven't talked about this before, but in the UK, there is a lady, I think her name was Sophie. I'm sorry, I forgot her name, but she is a dancer, she's an actor. Where was she? She was on Dancing of the Stars and recently, unfortunately, committed suicide. So I read about Sophie. She's not a selfish person. She sounds like a delightful person. She doesn't sound crazy. I mean, if you do commit suicide in a world like this, you're probably more crazy. I mean, more sane. If it's run by evil and people are hurting each other and bitching all the time, it's not that bad, I know. But when you are targeted, they make sure you are surrounded in this negativity, which is why when a nice gentleman comes along or you talk to someone who's kind, it's like, I mean, it's really uplifting. It makes such a difference. That's how bad they are. Surrounding you are people that hurt you, that say things that hurt, even if they're people you love, and doing the right thing. They want the right thing for me. So take your medications, go to hospital. Your dog is out of control. My dog was a lover. They make them say this. People are reacting to the fabrications of psychopaths all the time. And I'm thinking about President Trump at the moment, who went to court one day. He did something illegal. What's the noise? I hope my cat's catching the mice. That's another story. Never had mice before, but I had this homeless man downstairs that left a whole lot of food there. Then he got a puppy, which he wasn't supposed to do. Then that puppy is not allowed on my section because I'm an irresponsible dog owner, because they locked me up, they lied, they killed my dog. Then they get my family to sign for it to mess up my family intentionally. It is constant, which is why my heart hurts at the moment. It's getting better. I'm pretty tough. But yesterday was a miserable day because I couldn't see my way out. Sophie, that nice girl in the UK who was well known, but I don't know her. It just came up when I was talking about the subject of having people kill themselves or killing them like Michael Jackson, his doctor, whatever. The government control everything and the mind of Michael himself by beating him up and taking him through the courts and calling him a child, whatever, and having the people hate on him. That's targeting. That's a good example. Why did they do that to Michael? 1, he had money. 2, he had skill. And 3, he could control the audience. That's enough for the government to want you dead, to feel threatened, because they're weak. They can't handle anything. They can only handle getting control of everything, which is why we need to step up and have a better, happier world. It's the only way I can live. So, Sophie was apparently arrested for sexually abusing someone. What does that do to a person? She's an innocent, nice person. This is my guess. I don't have any facts, but I'm just saying I'm thinking of her, and I'm thinking that she felt suicidal because of something the government did to her. It needs investigation. We have a lady in... What about someone you know, like Australia, the crocodile hunter? He is... the reason I don't like to talk about this is because he's got children who would be greatly affected in some way if it wasn't all transparent. It's just funny how rich people die, isn't it? And famous people and good people. So a stingray killed him. I would need to see the footage of that very rare event of that happening. Straight in the heart, the barb went. I love Steve. I love Terry too. But there's something that Terry said that puts the chills through me. This is not the way that it should have been. When Terry says the footage from the stingray killing Steve is evil, that's not right. That was a stingray. That was nature. He wanted to be where he was at the time. They do say he went into shallower water with his daughter, but she didn't see it. Something like that. It doesn't make sense. And Terry doesn't want to see the footage. Terry is trusting the government and the police. And I know what is evil. It is the government and the Australian police, because they kill people. They lock even the good cops, they lock them up. They go, I've seen the video of it, and surveillance just comes and takes it away because I'm freaking out. Because I know how much that hurts, and it hurts me. So I say something, and surveillance is watching every single. They're probably watching you right now because you're watching this, and now you know. So I hope there's not just one or two people watching. Australia killed a girl called Melissa because she knew how to make money. And I really want to talk to her brother because he's hurting like hell, and so is the family. And they keep hurting them and taking money from them. And it must stop. Melissa Caddick, New South Wales government, police. Yes, there are some psychopaths. There are some people in the government with horns that intentionally work for the government. At the moment, these days, we've got people online on social media sites, and soon they'll just have algorithms that troll you. Troll, not control, but control, because they want more control. And instead of keeping us safe with our defence money and our security service like the SFO in the UK, which is evil, they use them against us. So what we're doing is we're paying for the wallets of your evil government, say in the UK, in NATO, in most countries. And we're using Interpol to kill people. Oh, yes, and we're accusing other countries, terrible countries, of killing people when they're just doing it silently and more evil. Oh, China doesn't have any human rights. It uses Interpol to kill people, and they're this and they're that. They're not perfect, but they're not as evil as NATO. Those so-called democratic countries. Melissa was a girl. I've done a video about her. I'm just going to stop and see if anybody is watching this, because I may as well just stop otherwise, because it doesn't feel the same without an audience, you know. I can talk to myself any day. Is there anything I want to end us with? I need some music. So I'm going to end this now. I can't think of anything I'm boiling to say. I just am very disgusted in everything. I am disgusted in what is going on with whistleblowers suffering so much, and the government pouring our money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, into quietening people like me. I was a nurse. I had a career. They took my career. They took my job. They ring your employer and say that I'm unsafe to go to work because I'm crazy. It's as easy as that. The psychiatrist doesn't know that he's a flying monkey. Our psychiatrists are manipulated more than anyone. How bad is that? We have forensic psychiatrists diagnosing the victims of the psychopath as having traits of the psychopath. This is why I hurt. Anyway, I'm going to have a better day and stop talking about this. It does hurt. It's good to get it out now and then. I'll make another video about my 20 years. Hopefully I'll be in a better mood and can put some humour to it. But I can't see without my glasses. I think it's that one. No. Okay, so I'll just keep talking until I find the button. How do I look anyway? Can't see anything without my glasses. I look pretty cool, actually. Look at this. I'm on YouTube Live, and they've shamed me so much I have no shame anymore. Humiliation, anything negative, It comes from the government. Evil. What is evil? Evil is something that happens in secret. It means that they're not going to come and burst through your front door with guns for everyone to see. They're going to use people as tools. And since the government is all about narcissism and psychopathy and all the black things, yeah, this is a spiritual warfare that's going on. I do believe in God. I prayed yesterday about the amount of pain I was in. I don't know what it's like when pain bodies, my mother calls them, when something bad happens and then all the pain that you've resisted, it comes back to you and gives you self-pity. I let the self-pity, I couldn't control it actually. And then I had the kids at the door and the police again. But generally I don't have self-pity. The real pain comes from the fact that whatever happens to me will happen to people eventually. Did you hear? Sorry, I was quiet. So the pain is knowing it happens to other people. Whatever I do and the inappropriate of other people hurts people. Eventually, NATO at least will turn you into robots. They have everything. They have control of people's minds, technology. Soon they'll be putting it in those phone, whatever. I've just got a blank. You know, when we use our mobile phones, they won't just be listening. They will actually have certain weapons that will harm your brain, electrical devices that will make you more compliant. Not you if you're still listening. The general population would have probably hung up by now. Oh my God, she's too crazy. I am so sick of listening to this nutter. That sounds like everyone else and me. I spent my life listening to other people and being bossed around, and now I just want control. I want to change the world. And when I say that, after being told, don't carry the world on your shoulders, you cannot change the world. I have to change the fucking world because they're trying to kill me. Okay, anyway, it's time to have a more maybe I can alternate this with happy stuff because there is just as much good in the world, and it's what we think about that matters the most, of course. I still cannot see the stop button. That's okay. Nobody has to watch if they don't want to. How do you stop this? How do you stop it? I close that. Oh my goodness. I cannot see a stop button. Oh, here it is, right up top. Right button. Right side top. Did it work? Nope. I've only got one left hand. Yes.